What's up, guys? Today is Thursday, the 24th of July. We're back here at Hersheypark. So, you know, it's about 4 o'clock. So the first ride we'll get on is probably Pandemonium due to only having like a 15 or 25 minute wait since it's the middle of the day. So let's get on Pandemonium and see how it is. Okay guys, we just got off of Pandemonium. I rode in the 5th row, and I feel like at this point, Pandemonium, it may just be since I've ridden it so much, and also it's, you know, in the daytime. It really doesn't do that much for me. You know, it's fun, I guess, but, you know, I mean, it does have some airtime and stuff, but it's definitely not as, well, this specific ride experience wasn't as forceful as other ride experience, I would just say. But moving on. Another update in Supply Co. is that they are selling bricks from the 1973 entrance to the park. They're at $225. So, you know, if you want one of these, recommend probably coming here sooner than later, because I don't know that they'll go that fast at that price, but they will go eventually. So sooner than later is better to get these. And all around, it looks like they have a lot of new merchandise here in the Supply Co. This is really cool. It's a Lightning Racer shirt, but it has both sides, so that looks really cool in my opinion. Okay guys, now we're getting on Twizzlers Twisted Gravity, so let's get on it. Okay, we just got off of Twisted Gravity. I believe that was like my 7th ride on it, so you know, good as usual, I guess. Definitely a good addition for the park. You know, it's not the most intense ride in the park, but it's definitely a good addition. And now we're gonna get on Cool Cracker, because today is a hot one. So let's get on it and see how it is. Okay guys, just got off of Cool Cracker, and lately it's been getting me pretty wet. You know, I sat in the front, and it's not really the water that splashes, it's more the water that's built up in the boat, or in the log actually. You know, just from previous falls, the water builds up, and it gets my feet pretty wet, so, you know, it feels like you're walking on a sponge. Okay guys, another big update is all around the park, they've added these vending machines for the daily drink, or the all-day drink cup. So I guess you just go up, pay, and it spits out a cup that you can use, you know, for the all-day drink deal. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but, you know, it's obviously it takes a big space, because these are big machines. And, you know, I don't know why they can't just go to the different restaurants and buy the cups, so people don't have to stand in line at the different restaurants to purchase a cup. Okay guys, another update is the pirate ship is back open, and I watched Ryan the Ride Mechanics visit here, and at that point the ride was still being worked on, and he said the reason they had it up like that was because, you know, the gearbox or the motor or whatever they were working on, whatever was broken that they needed to replace or whatever, you know, it was down below the ride, because it's basically just like a drive tire that pushes it back and forth. So they might as well just, because they have to put the ride up into a higher position because they need to be able to remove those things with a crane. So they decided just to keep the ride gondola up above ground level so they could work on that. But finally it looks like the pirate ship is back open, which is good to see. You know, definitely, I'd say probably an underrated attraction here at Hersheypark. And you've never been on it, I'd recommend getting on it. Okay guys, another update is over here at Spring Creek Smokehouse. They've added these kiosks now. So they have 2 places where, you know, the employees can ring you up, and they also have these 2 kiosks. So, you know, you can even do, you know, your meal plans and everything. You just, first it says, you know, you choose what you are, season pass holder, all day dining, or just buying it. Then if it's a season pass, you scan your season pass, and then you get what you want, and then you can either apply the discount or the 2-day or dining deal. So I do think it, you know, does speed up operations, because then you can have 4 people ordering at a time, theoretically. You know, I hope they don't get rid of the, you know, actual employees, because especially for people that, you know, it's your first time to the park, that definitely is something that, you know, is useful. You know, you need the employee to guide you through everything. So, you know, I think it's good and bad. So we'll just have to see what they do from here. Okay, guys, came to Spring Creek Barbecue, got the pulled pork sandwich and the mac and cheese. So let's dig into it. Okay, guys, we finished at Spring Creek Barbecue. The pulled pork sandwich was great. I feel like every time they give me a little more meat. And the mac and cheese, it's good. It's just not my favorite thing there. I don't really like that type of mac and cheese, but it was good. So yeah, now we're gonna get on Trailblazer, so let's get on it. Hey guys, got off of Trailblazer, and you know, it was a good ride. I mean, like I've said before, the restraints are really not the best. You know, just the way that they are. You know, they don't really, they come back too far. That's a problem. So they're like, you know, they don't rest on your legs. It's more like right where your stomach is, depending on, you know, how big you are. You know, more of a height difference. You know, other than that, it's a good ride and, you know, a classic. So moving on. Yeah, you can see over here these, you know, vending machines for the cup, but you know, they definitely take up a lot of space, and they look really weird in my opinion. Like why do they curve in here? Like, why do you need that? I don't know. I feel like they take a lot of space here, so you're sacrificing space, and you know, they're just ugly. Okay, guys, another update. It looks like Jolly Rancher Remix is currently down. And another thing from Ryan the Ride Mechanic's visit here, he was noticing that it was stalling on the spike before it started going up to spike, before it, I guess, engaged with the chain or the hydraulic lift. So he was saying that the accumulator, you know, stalls, and basically what will happen is eventually it'll get stuck, and then they'll have to restart the ride system before it goes again. And then I'm sure, you know, they had to close down the ride for a while, which is what they did, you know, and replace, I guess, the accumulator or whatever piece of the ride that they have to replace. So, you know, I'll keep you guys updated when Jolly Rancher Remix reopens. I suspect by next weekend that'll probably be reopened. So if not, I'm sure in a few weeks. It just depends on if it's a part that they can easily come by, or if it's something that takes a while, like Storm Runner's cable. But we'll just have to see how long this closure is, and I'll update you guys once it has reopened. Okay, guys, we're going to be heading out today. You know, definitely a lot of updates throughout the park. You know, just a short visit, but, you know, definitely a lot of updates throughout the park. You know, got on a few rides. But overall, definitely a lot of changes here at Hersheypark. And, you know, it's a little exciting to see where things will go from here. You know, just interesting to watch, you know, where they grow from here and what they do next. Whether that be a ride edition or just generally throughout the park. But overall, I had a fun visit. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you go down and do that. See you in the next one.